Hi guys, Lisa Edwards of Exclusive Career Coaching here, and I want to talk today about how I help my clients develop their job search strategy. So what we talk about when we get to that part of the Land Your Dream Job program is coming up with 3 or 4 distinct strategies that they're going to employ in their job search, and then 2 to 3 action steps to get them started with each of those strategies. So the analogy I make is that I want them to have 3 or 4 horses in the race. They're really going to increase their chances of winning if they have 3 to 4 horses in the race, and yet at the same time they're not overburdened by trying to manage all the horses in the race, nor are they putting all of their horses in one basket and trying to make it happen with just one strategy. So I go through a list, and I'm going to kind of give you an overview of some of the things on that list here in a moment, and I explain each one of them. They are divided into active strategies and passive strategies, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about. And then I have them select 3 or 4 with an emphasis on the active strategies. And then for each one of them, we come up with 2 to 3 action steps. So if one of their action strategies is maybe to go to one group networking event a week, then maybe action step one would be to research networking events and opportunities to network. And then step 2 might be to register for the one they want to go to, or register for, ones for the next month or something like that. And step 3 might be either to, make transportation arrangements or call a friend to see if they want to go. It could be any number of things, but they've got specific action steps. And then I ask them to calendar those things in, set aside time for each of those action steps to actually happen. I find that to-do lists are very useless, and if I put it on my calendar, it gets done. So let's talk about the difference between the active strategies and the passive strategies. And if you've listened to any of these videos, or listened to my podcast, The Exclusive Career Coach, or read any of my blogs, or ever talked to me, you have heard me talk about active versus passive strategies. It's one of my primary focuses. And the difference is an active strategy puts you in the driver's seat, where you're in control of where the vehicle goes, when it leaves, where it's going to, and when it gets there. As a passenger in a passive strategy, you're just kind of along for the ride. So active strategies all really center around networking, whereas passive strategies focus around job boards and other passive activities. So active strategies, what do these look like? Well, they can include one-on-one networking. So this is typically with someone that you already know, or that someone you know has put you in contact with. So you're having a pretty intimate one-on-one meeting, maybe 30 minutes over a cup of coffee with an individual. Then we also have things like career fairs. So your university can put on a career fair, probably has. You may be able to go if you're an alumni of that university. You may also be able to go to career fairs of universities near where you live now. If your university is somewhere else, look in a particular, if you live in a large city, call the career center, look up the career center website on your computer, and see if you can find out whether alumni from other universities are welcome to go. There may be a fee, but it's probably a pretty nominal one. There's also career fairs put on in communities. These are often put on by the Chamber of Commerce or some other kind of citywide entity. Another option is a career fair that is for a specific industry. So that's typically going to be an industry that is in high need, like healthcare. And then finally, particular companies may have a career fair, and that's typically going to be because they're either a startup and they're planning to hire a lot of people really quickly. They're ramping up quickly because they've just got a new project or initiative, a government contract or something that's going to require a lot more people. Or, as I mentioned with healthcare, they're in a high need, kind of high turnover, high demand area. The other thing that constitutes active networking is any kind of group networking events that you can go to. So I like to make a distinction between events where networking is the primary purpose, usually networking is in the title of the event, and then events where networking is a possibility. So this might be like a Kiwanis meeting, a Rotary meeting, a professional development training seminar, a professional association meeting. You certainly can network, and pretty much everybody there is going to be networking for some purpose, even though networking is not the primary focus of the event. So that kind of gives you an overview of active strategies. And with my clients on the sheet that we go through, I have lots of different options that are kind of subsets of those things, and they have to pick a minimum of 2 and as many as 3 of those strategies that they want to do. And then again, we put action steps with each of those. So the passive strategies, again, are around job boards and other things where you're not in the driver's seat. So we have job boards like Indeed.com, LinkedIn.com, Monster, Career Builder. Those are all kind of, cross-section sites. We also have job boards that are niched. So if you're in an industry, such as DICE is one for the IT industry, there might be a niche job board for you. There's also the employer's job site, right? So they, on there, usually through HR, they have listings of currently available jobs. You can look there. So you've got all those job boards, but then you've also got things like creating a personal web portfolio, creating a personal website, and even looking on jobs or announcing that you're doing a job search via Facebook. Those are all very passive strategies. So again, you want to pick 3 to 4. You want to spend, if you're just getting out of college, I like a 50-50 split. So you're spending half of your time on job boards, half of your time on networking activities. And then if you're 8 to 10 years out of college, I want you spending more like maybe 25% of your time on job boards, 75% of your time on active strategies. And here's the deal, and here's why this is so important for you to get in the habit of early in your career. The ability to get a job, the usefulness of job boards will decrease for you as you go through your career, to the point where if you seek a C-level position, so a CEO, CFO, COO, or even probably a vice president role, you're not likely to find those jobs online at all. Recruiters are managing that process, and they are hunting for you independent of any kind of job listing. So if all you know how to do is look for jobs on job boards, you're kind of learning how to groom a dinosaur, right? It's going to go away. It's not going to be useful for you. It's going to be extinct at some point in your career, and you won't know how to manage that new kind of world order. So I hope this has helped you. Hey, if you want to take this work further, check out my podcast, The Exclusive Career Coach. You are welcomed and encouraged to connect with me on LinkedIn at Lisa Edwards, and that's Lesa Edwards. I'm probably the first one that comes up for you on LinkedIn. You can follow me on Instagram at lisa.edwards. Remember, that's Lesa. And then finally, you can follow me on Facebook at Exclusive Career Coaching. And if you'd like to schedule an appointment with me, you can have a one-on-one 30-minute consult call. There's no charge. And I promise that you will walk away from that meeting with at least 2 action steps that you can take to immediately propel either your job search or your career forward. I'm going to ask you some really great, insightful questions that make you think. You don't have to come to the meeting prepared with anything. I'm going to get what I need from you in order to help you, and I promise it'll be worth your time. If I think that I can help you further, I'll let you know what that looks like, but there's absolutely no obligation. So I hope to hear from you soon, and I hope this was helpful. Take care.